Have you ever met someone who is worth millions on paper but struggles to raise cash for an emergency? That is the difference between being asset rich and cash flow rich. And if you look, our parents, they own tracts and tracts of land back in the village. Maybe they have grown cash crop like tea, like where I come from, it's a tea growing area. But at the end of the month, you have to send money, either to pay the workers or just to sort out bills. Why? For many years, we were told that land is the best investment. While land has its place, there are situations where liquid assets like shares, bonds, ETFs, special funds can be more powerful. In this video, I'll be looking at 5 advantages of investing in liquid assets instead of land. And I have nothing against land. I've invested in land and both in liquid assets. But why do I prefer liquid assets? One of them, you can access your money faster. That is one of the biggest advantage of liquid assets, or what I call financial assets, liquidity itself. If you need money and you own shares, you can sell part of your investment within days at the click of a button. But if you own land, selling can take months or even years. And I know most of you have this experience. Even though the land is in the best of the best location, finding a buyer becomes a bit hard. Not forgetting the negotiations that go on, the paperwork, the transfer, the cost that is involved in the transfer, and also the 15% capital gain tax or net gain. An investment is only useful if you can access its value when you need it. The second reason, liquid asset or financial assets, you can generate passive income. Many liquid assets, they pay you income as you sleep. Shares pay you dividends. Bonds, they pay you coupons. Money market fund, there is that interest which is compounding on daily basis. The special funds, their interests on regular basis. Meanwhile, a piece of land sitting idle may generate nothing for years unless you develop it or find a tenant. And if you develop it, it's quite capital intensive for you to start getting returns from it. Cash flow is what helps you pay your bills. That's why you send money to your parents back in the village, because they don't have these liquid assets which are generating passive income. So cash flow help you pay your bills, you also reinvest, and you build your wealth faster. The third reason why I prefer liquid assets, you can start with small amounts. Buying land often requires hundreds or even thousands or even millions of shillings to buy. With shares, you can even start with 100 bob or 1,000 bob and gradually build your portfolio, thus making investment or accessible to any ordinary person. As your income grow, you continue growing your wealth. The fourth reason why I prefer financial assets is diversification is easier. Imagine you have like 1 million. With land, you may only afford one plot in one location. But with liquid assets, you can spread your money across shares. You can put like 100,000 in 5 counters in Nairobi Security Exchange. Get 500 by a government bond. Get the other 400 invested in special funds. And that diversification reduces risk of you being dependent on a single investment. The fifth reason, compounding works better in liquid assets or financial assets. Why? Because they allow you to reinvest your dividends. Once you get your dividend, maybe from BAT or from any company, you can reinvest it and you continue enjoying the compounding effect. Once you get your interest from the government bond, you can reinvest it. Even capital gains, if you invested in share and you got capital gains, you can still buy more shares. So over time, your returns start generating their own returns, creating a snowball effect, also known as compounding effect. Compounding effect. And this is one of the most powerful wealth building tools available to investors. In conclusion, land is not a bad investment. The real question is whether it's helping you build wealth, generate income, and provide liquidity when you need it. Sometimes the smartest investor is not the one with the most land, but the one whose investment are constantly generating cash flow and growing through compounding. Thank you.